In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. Now with the main headlines. EU Ambassador to Iraq says, holy shrines are of great global importance as they embody unity and peace. Turkey police arrest at least 47 ISIS suspects across the country. More than 95% of population in Sudan unable to purchase a meal per day, says the WFP. Legislators criticize prominent American banks for engaging in discrimination against Muslim Americans. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, this is Amir Ma'ash and you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. The EU Ambassador to the Republic of Iraq, Thomas Saylor, stated today that the shrines of the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, are of great global importance as they embody images of unity and peace among human beings. Saylor, following the blessed visit, said in details followed by Shia News Agency, the holy shrines of the Prophet's family hold great significance for us as they embody unity, peace and flexibility. He added, I had the honor of visiting the shrines of Imam Hussein and his brother Al-Abbas in the holy city of Karbala. We are very grateful for the opportunity to make this visit and for the warm welcome from the city's residents and the meaningful discussions. Turkish police have arrested at least 47 people suspected of belonging to the terrorist organization ISIS in 5 provinces. Yalikaya stated on the social media platform X that the suspects were arrested in the largest city in the country, Istanbul, as well as the capital, Ankara. He also mentioned that a total of 1,162 operations have been carried out against the ISIS organization since June last year, resulting in the arrest of a total of 2,402 suspects. Sudan is on the brink of collapse after 10 months of war, with less than 5% of the population able to afford a square meal a day. Since last April, Sudan has been plagued by fighting between the regular army and the paramilitary rapid support forces, which has killed thousands and resulted in what the United Nations describes as the world's largest displacement crisis. According to official figures, the conflict has displaced 10.7 million people and 18 million are facing acute food insecurity. Aid delivery is hindered by the limited access and underfunding, making it difficult to assess the extent of the crisis, aid groups have warned. Let us remind our respected viewers of today's headlines. EU Ambassador to Iraq says holy shrines are of great global importance as they embody unity and peace. Turkish police arrest at least 47 ISIS suspects. More than 95% of population in Sudan unable to purchase a meal per day, says the WFP. Also tonight, Canadian supremacist murderer of Muslim family sentenced to life imprisonment. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Representative Ilhan Omar have sent a letter to the heads of major US banks demanding answers about the policies that have disproportionately targeted Muslim Americans and communities of color. The letter, also signed by Senator Bernie Sanders and Representatives Aina Pressley and Rashida Tlaib, highlights the challenges faced by Muslim Americans in banking, including account closures and extra scrutiny on payments. According to the report, the lawmakers are seeking accountability from the banks and calling for fair access to banking services for all the underserved communities. The letter urges the banks to respond to a set of questions by March 13th and demonstrate compliance with non-discriminatory standards, the American News and Opinion website noted. And now we continue with some short news. The Iraqi Ministry of Transportation has allocated thousands of vehicles to transport visitors to the holy city of Karbala during the commemoration of the birth of Imam Mahdi. May Allah Almighty hasten his honourable reappearance. Millions of visitors are expected to participate in the observance of the Mid-Sha'ban pilgrimage in the city of Karbala. The ministry's media office director, Muthama Safi, stated in a press release that the ministry has completed its plan to transport the visitors to Holy Karbala on the birth anniversary of Imam Mahdi. Furthermore, additional trains have been allocated to secure the transportation process of delivering visitors from the southern provinces and Baghdad to the holy city. Myanmar junta authorities have arrested and jailed nearly 1,500 people for posting anti-junta messages on social media platforms such as Facebook, TikTok and Telegram over the past 2 years. The arrests include a woman who was sentenced to life in prison after her return to Myanmar, where her phone was checked during a passport renewal and found to contain anti-junta messages. The junta's actions have led to a chilling effect on online expression and have resulted in Myanmar being ranked as the second worst country in the world for internet freedom. Thousands of protesting Indian farmers confronting security forces have come under the protection of the Nihang Sikhs, a warrior sect dating back to the 1600s, distinguished by their ink-blue robes and ancient weapons such as swords and spears. The farmers, who are predominantly Sikhs and originate from the northern state of Punjab, are demanding higher prices for their crops and began marching to the capital Delhi earlier this month to press their demands to the government. Police, however, have stopped the march about 200 kilometers from the capital, using water cannons and tear gas to disrupt the demonstration. Nihang Sikhs say they are inspired by their spiritual leader to fight injustice and oppression. Shamima Begum has lost her latest bid to overturn a decision by the UK government to strip her British citizenship. Begum travelled to Syria in 2015, aged 15, to join the terrorist group IS. Her British citizenship was stripped on national security grounds in 2019 when she was 19 years old, after she was found 9 months pregnant in a Syrian refugee camp. The baby later died of pneumonia. Her 2 other children have also died. The now 24-year-old has been trying to come back to the UK since 2019. However, in her ruling, the Chief Justice says, while the decision is harsh, it could be argued that Begum is the author of her own misfortune. The Home Office has argued the key feature of Begum's case was national security. A life sentence was handed down to a Canadian white supremacist who intentionally ran over 5 members of a Muslim family, resulting in the outright death of 4 and serious injuries of the 9-year-old son. In November, Nathaniel Veltman, aged 23, was found guilty of 4 charges of first-degree murder and 1 charge of attempted murder for the assault that deeply affected Canada. According to the judge in the case, Veltman's attack represented an act of terrorism, the first time that the term has been used to describe white nationalist violence. The 2021 assault marked a significant tragedy for Canadian Muslims, being the most severe incident since a man fatally shot 6 individuals at a mosque in Quebec City in 2017. Prosecutors highlighted that Veltman had penned a manifesto expressing his animosity towards Islam, as well as his stance against mass immigration and multiculturalism. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our viewers of today's headlines. EU ambassador to Iraq says holy shrines are of great importance as they embody unity and peace. Turkish police arrest at least 47 ISIS suspects across the country. More than 95% of population in Sudan unable to purchase a meal per day, says the WFP. Legislators criticize prominent American banks for engaging in discrimination against Muslim Americans. Canadian supremacist murderer of Muslim family sentenced to life imprisonment. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum.